Insurance or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
So welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Tony Trongone, and we're here with, again, Coach Thomas and Coach Terry. So, Coach Thomas, I'll start off with you. It's last year we had a couple sessions. We had some fun going over the season, but we haven't got a chance to catch up. So you're 7-1. Tell me about the season so far.
Yeah, so we've had a great start to the season. And, you know, the guys really bought in, and they love everything that's going on. You know, we had a little hiccup against St. Augustine Prep, but, you know, we just corrected some errors, some mistakes, and we got the ball rolling again. So we got it rolling at the right time, you know, going into the playoffs. It's a really good thing.
So everybody knows about the offense, but the defense, to me, looks like it's gelling. They're getting to the ball quicker and stopping the run, because I think like St. Augustine, that was exposing us to as far as, you know, time management and all that. So what have you done? What corrections have you made with against the run game on defense?
Yeah, so we changed up some calls. We made it a little simpler, you know, for the guys to understand what's actually happening. Changed up some fronts, some personnel as well. Just mixing and matching different guys on the defense, and, you know, we were able to get positive results, you know, the last 4 games.
I want to stay with the defensive and the run game. The defense and the run game. It looks like when you have a team that runs right at you, you have a little bit of a problem. But when you had I think we were playing Williamstown, and maybe it was even Hamilton, they were doing like slow developing plays, and our guys were able to get to the ball quicker, right? In that 3-stack.
Yeah, that 30-stack. Yeah, what happens is we're a pretty fast team, So, you know, when you have a slow developing play going on, where our speed is able to nullify what's actually happening on the other side of the ball. Because we're a quick team. We have really good team speed. And one of the things that we do, we watch a lot of film, try to understand the tendencies of the opposing team. And we have about a 70 to 80% understanding of what's actually going to happen on that play prior to it even starting.
Gotcha. Film study's always number one in my book, you know. I'm going to go to penalties. So I'll get my stats here. So we have on the year, let's see, on the season, we have 54 penalties, 443 yards, but it seems like we've been cutting down on that. What have you done in that area to address that?
Yeah, one of the things that we've done to address it is we play faster, try to play faster, stop thinking about what's actually happening and just react. A lot of times we get penalties when we don't know what we're doing. We don't understand what's going on. We may not know the play. So we picked up the tempo, really dialed in and knowing what's actually happening, what's going on, and that's something that's been able to help us. Not only that, but as far as, you know, we don't want unsportsmanlike fouls. We don't want things like that, because that's not our character. That's not who we are. So we address that as well. So that's been helping out. These last 4 games, that's been helping out tremendously.
I just picked that up just from this conversation now. Even last year, there were a lot of when the kids come up to the ball, you audible.
Yes,
I've seen less of that though. Like I've seen a little less of that in the last couple games.
Yeah, well, Nick has a good understanding of the offense. He could check out of some things sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, in the fourth quarter, if we're up 40, you could do it, but but yeah. So it's not as much, but defenses they tend to give us what we're looking for. So we just go according to whatever they give us.
All right. And so we have your assistant coach here, Mr. Terry, Ron Terry. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good.
So tell us a little about Mr. Terry's role, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah, so Coach Terry serves as our offensive and defensive line coach on a varsity level. He's also our head freshman football coach. Calls the defense on freshmen, calls the defense on junior varsity as well. And he's just a huge advocate of the community, a pillar of the community. Does a lot. Great assistant coach. And I'm grateful to have someone like him on my team.
So, Coach Terry, tell me a little bit about the freshman team, what they've done so far this year.
So far they've been doing really well. Like we was talking about previously, we only have one hiccup. That's to prep on our level as well. But outside of that, we teach the same thing, discipline, mainly teaching them to be prepared for the next level. So everything we're learning at the varsity level, we want to instill and install at the freshman level, so there's no thinking when they move up next year. They just play.
And so how is that involved even with our junior football program, the Holly City team? Do you work with them at all?
No, not too much.
No?
No
communication about who's coming up to be.
Well, I do hear about it because I, stay in contact with some of the coaches, especially like Coach Woody. He's familiar with a lot of them.
Gotcha.
He coaches on our staff as well.
They come to you. They're coming to the big time then, right?
Oh yes, yes. We coming to play. Come and stay focused.
Defensive line play. Who are your studs on the defensive line, and what are their roles?
On which level?
Varsity.
We have Elijah Edwards.
Yeah, I call him the man child, man. Number 7.
Yeah.
Huge.
Jaden Wright, very big, strong, physical.
Jeremiah had some good games, man. He had some good games.
Yeah. Also, we have
Kevin White.
Yes, Kevin White.
Kevin White. Did before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a good game against Williamstown, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's getting better as the season go on. You can tell he gets better.
Then Shaheem Sapp is coming on as well. He's
Yeah.
He's a
I
sophomore.
haven't heard him that much.
So he's a sophomore, but he made some really big plays for us.
And very quick.
Yeah.
He's very quick.
Explosive.
So going to the offensive line, you got 2 freshmen on the starting varsity, right?
Oh,
What's your role
yeah.
with those 2?
Well, they developing. Of course, they're freshmen, but they're really developing into the players that we can see like solidify those positions for the next 3 years to come.
How much did they learn against St. Augustine to prep? I think that was a test for them, right?
Oh shit! You want to answer this one?
Yeah, yeah, I can answer. I tell you what, those guys. The prep they have. 4 Division I athletes on the front line.
Yeah, there's a difference in age,
absolutely,
and size. I mean,
yes.
our kids are big, but they had a kid who was like 290, 6'7".
Yeah. So it's a little different, but it's okay. Last 3 years. Or the last 3 times we played them, we beat them twice. They beat us once. So hopefully next year, we're able to pay them back for this year.
But those 2 tackles, Offer and Blackowitz?
Yes.
Yeah, so they've grown a lot through these seasons.
Oh,
right?
man, immensely. They are sharp, and they have a lot of college interests right now as freshmen, so that's good.
And Coach Terry, so tell me a little bit about the rising freshmen. Who we looking forward to see next year?
We actually have a good amount of rising freshmen. We have Joey Zamont. His brother is actually the backup quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, he's an overall athlete playing both sides of the ball. We have Andrew Swinton. He's another good player for us. There's really a lot of young. Demir White is probably he will be a player to look out for next year. Yeah, we do have A lot of good freshmen overall. It's so hard to just single one of them out together as a group.
Right now they're probably saying, "Coach, how come you didn't shout my
Yeah.
name in the interview?"
So together as a
I'm
group,
sorry, blame me.
yeah, I like to focus them more on a group and playing together and just knowing their assignments and roles. Because they know their assignments and roles, then together it just makes the job much easier.
Well, I'm glad you were here, and I thought you were one of the players. I apologize, man.
No, that's all right.
Our guys are so big, but now I know. I'm not going to ever forget, so you know. So we're going to take a commercial timeout, and we'll be right back. See you in a little bit.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
To me, patient serving patients means that I know how I want to be treated when I walk in the door, and I expect everyone else to be treated the same way when they walk in the door. I've been a patient at Complete Care for about 5 years. Getting my primary care here at Complete Care means that it's convenient, it's accessible, I have a knowledgeable provider who takes good care of me in a very thorough and efficient way. Working here and knowing that we have people who are treating patients and serving patients makes me feel good, both as a person, as an employee, and as a member of the greater community. Because at Complete Care, we are patients serving patients.
I chose DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
Things don't always go as planned. That's why having quality healthcare around the corner is so important. And whether it's for sprains, x-rays, or cold and flu, you can visit Inspira Urgent Care and see a doctor without even making an appointment. So come in whenever you need us, even if it's right now. Inspira Urgent Care. When things go wrong, we're right here.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
And we're back to Coach's Corner. I'm Tony Trongone. Here with, again, head coach Dennis Thomas, and with our stud running back, Syracuse bound, LaQuint Allen. How we doing, Mr. Allen? So I got to embarrass you some, right? So for your career, for the season, you're 144 carries, and you have 1,686 yards and 18 touchdowns. That's what I have. Is that right? No, I'm sorry. What am I doing? I'm off today. That's Nate Robbins' numbers. It's 120 attempts, 1,065 yards, 13 touchdowns. You need like 5 more to catch your cousin, right?
Yeah.
He had 18, and he had like 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
Armstead, right?
Yeah,
I did my homework, even though I did the mistake with Nate Robbins' numbers. I'm watching. I keep an eye on that stuff, LaQuint. And then for your career, God bless you, you have 2,177 yards on 410 carries for 29 touchdowns. And then receiving, you have 70 receptions, 620 yards, 4 touchdowns. So, again, God bless you. Really enjoy watching you play. And what I know as a former coach is that your level of intensity during tight matches. It's like when even the beginning of the game, and you can see that it's you're not going down.
Yeah.
And it's tough to coach that. You know, I know you got a great coach, but there's something inside that says I'm not going down. So LaQuint being the leader of the team along with Nate. So what's transpired from this year, from last year, with you as the leader? Anything?
Leader in practice or like in a game situation?
We'll start with practice.
Practice, yeah, just being on top of the guys, you know, when it's like inside period, like different periods, stations, we just gotta like.
You know, because like you watch the NFL and they talk about how many goes they get, right? Like reps, And it's like, and they complain at like preseason, like, I'm not getting any reps. But right now, like, you're practicing, right? And I guess they're looking for, do they take the reps seriously?
Yeah, I got to make sure that we take them seriously. Nate does too. The other guys that's leaders on the team does too.
Okay.
Yeah, you also he took every rep today at running back. He ain't let no other running backs got reps today.
You hear that, Tom's River South?
Now usually LeQuint always, he always rep with other guys, but today he didn't. He took every rep, every screen, and he ran all of them about 60 yards, thinking he could beat everyone.
Good for you. Guess what, man? What you do in practice, you'll do in the game. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
And talking about defense, too, because you made some pretty good plays throughout the last 8 games behind the line of scrimmage and seeing the plays. So what changes have you made in your game in defense this year, game-wise?
Not mainly me, the defense. We started blitzing more, started calling my number more, and I started coming off the edge more.
Okay. Do you ever line up with their best guy, like when it was against Inge or against the guy from the prep? Did the coach put you in a position to kind of?
No.
Now that you don't.
No, our guys be able to handle that.
Ooh, that's a good leader, man. Yeah, that's a good leader. So, what are you looking forward to in Tom's River South? What's your goal for it? Just because I only want to jump to the next round. We'll have another coach's corner, but what's your goal for Tom's River South?
To get a win, a team win, a strong team win, and blow them out.
Okay, all right. So, what do you personally want to
do? Hit on all cylinders, have a good game of offense and defense.
All right. Got to go a little deeper in that, Quinn. Give me something you're going to do on offense.
Oh, 200 plus yards. 200 plus yards.
Oh, total all-purpose yards?
No, rushing yards.
200 yards rushing? You hear that first here, 200 rushing yards. That means you got to play a good part of the game if we are ahead, though.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, good. And so, again, I've interviewed you before, but going to Syracuse, you're going to be a running back?
Yeah, I'm going to be a running back.
So, anything, because you're going to graduate early, right?
Yeah, I leave in January.
So, as far as what in your world and in your life right now, you're sewing things up because, believe it or not, you blink your eyes, it's November. And it'll be done. The semester ends in January here in Millville, but you'll be up in upstate New York pretty soon before you know it, right?
Yeah.
So
I think it snowed today.
Yeah, I know. I heard it snowed. Yeah. So what adjustments are you making now to transition up to college? Anything?
Not really. I'm not really worried about that right now. I'm focused on getting a championship before I leave. Yeah.
It's a good goal, and I can't leave with saying that. What about Violent? What's that play for you in Violent? Because you're serving 2 goals here. You want a state championship, and then in Millville, the history of Millville and Violent. So what's going on with you with that?
Well, the championship before the Violent game, so we don't want the Violent game to be our last game. We want to play. It's another championship game at MetLife, I think, or Rutgers.
Yeah, I think you got 2 playoff games, right?
2 playoff games, then the sectional championship, and then
Violent,
and
then if you go to MetLife or right or
the goal is still to beat Violent though.
Okay, because I've heard sometimes in the past, because you have your eyes set on the state championship, but then and here in Millville it's Violent Millville, so so you want to eat some good turkey dinner that day, right? Want to come in with a W?
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. How about you with LeQuint? Tell me a little about what's going on with him now this time of the year.
Oh man, great kid. Really stepped up his leadership skills, directing the team on where and what they should do. I know in a time of trouble or time when it's hard, you put the balls in his hand. You call his number. He's someone that the guys can count on, depend on. So, love him on and off the field. Great athlete, great student, great person, better person. So he's going to be extremely successful, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help him out, in the long run.
It's awesome. Any parting words? Because I'll probably be interviewing again. Any parting words before the Toms River South game, McQuinn?
Shout out to who?
Hey, give some shout outs, man. You got people out there watching.
Shout out to my teammates. Shout out to everybody watching.
Don't forget your mom.
My mom, dad, aunts, uncles,
sister.
All right.
Yeah.
So we got LaQuinn Allen and Coach Thomas, and we're going to take a commercial break. But LaQuinn, thanks for joining us today. And again, we're really proud of, again, not just the player you are, but the person you are. So thank you. All right, we'll be right back.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
To me, patient serving patients means that I know how I want to be treated when I walk in the door, and I expect everyone else to be treated the same way when they walk in the door. I've been a patient at Complete Care for about 5 years. Getting my primary care here at Complete Care means that it's convenient, it's accessible, I have a knowledgeable provider who takes good care of me in a very thorough and efficient way. Working here and knowing that we have people who are treating patients and serving patients makes me feel good, both as a person, as an employee, and as a member of the greater community. Because at Complete Care, we are patients serving patients.
I chose DeMarco Luisi Junior Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
Tell your mom.
All right, we're back to Coach's Corner. I'm Tony Trongone with Coach Dennis Thomas. And now we have our senior quarterback, number 2, but number 1 on our hearts, Mr. Nate Robbins. How we doing?
Good, how are you?
I always say the family of Oystermen, right?
Yes.
Right? I know that stuff. So I got to embarrass Nate now. I'll get this right. So for his career, he's 404 completion on 692 attempts for 4,756 yards, 46 touchdowns, 20 interceptions. He also, that can't be right, 80 attempts rushing, negative 25 yards. I saw you make more than that thing, Nate. And I'll go to, for the season, though, you're 144 attempts, 99 completions, 1,686 yards. You have 18 touchdowns. And number 3 in the state as far as quarterbacks are concerned, and also that great game you had, over 400 yards passing. I don't think people understand. They watch a lot of pro football, college football. For a high school kid to throw for 400 yards is outstanding. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the season, what you've learned so far about yourself. You know, this is technically your 4th year because you started the Thanksgiving Day game your freshman year, right?
Yeah, just a couple passes at the end of the game I got in.
You got in?
Started off my sophomore year.
So what's the game? How's the game look to you now after all this is the quarterback and this is your senior year?
Well, starting my sophomore year, it was kind of rough, dealing with all the older guys and all that stuff. But throughout the years, I've just learned how to control myself and stay in my head and read a defense. It's gotten a lot easier.
So watching you, it looks like you have a lot of dig and out patterns when you roll out. And then now this year, it's hard to coach against this because last year I noticed you had, like I said, a lot of timing patterns. And we still have that, a lot of screens. but now you have kids that can go all the way, and you have like go patterns, right?
Yeah, we installed a lot of more deep balls, just changed the offense a little bit and made it fit us a little more better.
So we talked about audibling. What's going on in your head, like Coach Thomas? Does he give you the free reins to look? You get a little side eye right now.
No, he doesn't do that. So we get in and we're lined up for a play, and I'm about to call the play to start it, and I just hear check, check, check on the sideline, and just waiting to hear. Yep, that's my cue to wait and for him to say a new play, and we'll run whatever he wants.
Okay. How about you? Has it been with you calling a play or no?
No, not really. I've never really called a play. Whatever Coach Thomas calls, I agree with it. All works out in the end.
I'm always right, right?
So tell me about Thomas River South, and I just had LaQuinn ask about his goals for the game. How about your personal goals for the game?
My personal goals are to be above 80% completion, but overall goals, we just want to go 1-0 on the week. We want to win.
That's the attitude. I got a question for you. How come sometimes you kick off rather than Rainus?
The only times I ever kick off is if Rainus is wearing a number 0 jersey and the refs tell him to get off because he's not allowed to wear number 0.
Is that like superstitious?
I don't.
I saw him wear 23, then he wears 45.
Yeah, he has 45 right now. I don't.
Okay, no, then I said, Nate Robbins is kicking off.
Yeah.
So I was wondering. I think I asked you that before, but I still don't understand. So why you'd have different jerseys? I played ball, so I just had my jersey. That's it. Unless it got ripped off.
Yeah, I'm not
so
sure.
So the NJSIAA, they deem that number 0 is not a number.
Really?
Yeah. In college you can wear it, but they say high school New Jersey football can't wear it.
Gotcha.
So when Rainus wears 0, some officials say, "Oh, it's all right." Other officials, "You have to take that off, coach." So that's why.
All right. And getting back to Nate, looking back at the season, what was your toughest game, and what do you think as far as complete game? Yeah, so start with the toughest game you had.
The toughest game I would say was the Union game, just starting off the season, getting back into the groove of things. And the first drive was rough, missing a couple balls, but at the end of the game we got it back, and since then we've just been rolling.
Good. And your best game?
Obviously the Williamstown game, but I feel like every game is a successful game if we win. So
that's a great answer from a captain.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't mean that, but
but Nate, also we talked before. I had you on before, but tell me about what your plans are moving forward from leaving Millville High School and then onward.
My plans are to go to college and get into the medical field at any university, but I eventually want to walk on for football and see what that'll bring me.
All right, cool. And then again, I owe each of you a parting shot. Anybody you want to shout out?
Shout out my family and everybody that supports me, all of Millville.
You got to tell the camera, man.
Yeah, the camera.
Right there. Don't worry about it. Not for the bike.
Turn around, show it.
Eat oysters, love longer.
Yeah.
I know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead. Give a shout out.
Shout out my family, my mom. She's probably watching right now, and then all of my teammates.
All right. Well, you heard it from our co-captain Nate Robbins, senior, number 2, 3-year starter for us, and looking forward for some good things on Friday night. So, thank you, Nate, and look forward to hearing again from you. And we win on Friday. We have another show. We see exactly what's going on with the Thunderbolts and their leadership from the quarterback position. So we're going to take another commercial timeout, and we'll come back with Tyann Cephas. We'll be right back.
Things don't always go as planned. That's why having quality healthcare around the corner is so important. And whether it's for sprains, x-rays, or cold and flu, you can visit Inspira Urgent Care and see a doctor without even making an appointment. So come in whenever you need us. even if it's right now. Inspira Urgent Care. When things go wrong, we're right here.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
To me, patient serving patients means that I know how I want to be treated when I walk in the door, and I expect everyone else to be treated the same way when they walk in the door. I've been a patient at Complete Care for about 5 years. Getting my primary care here at Complete Care means that it's convenient, it's accessible, I have a knowledgeable provider who takes good care of me in a very thorough and efficient way. Working here and knowing that we have people who are treating patients and serving patients makes me feel good, both as a person, as an employee, and as a member of the greater community. Because at Complete Care, we are patients serving patients.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
And we're back to Coach's Corner. I'm Tony Trongone with head coach Dennis Thomas. And now we're with senior Tyon Cephas. How we doing, Mr. Cephas?
How you doing?
Good. I'm sorry, it's not about me, but you're one of my favorite players, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're a playmaker, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, number 16. Right? That's your number, man, right?
Always.
So I got to embarrass you now. You're next. So Tyon Cephas receiving. I have, for the season, 17 catches, 278 yards, only 1 TD this year. But again, you've had some clutch plays in the past 2 years I've been watching you. And then for your career, 47 catches, 689 yards, 3 touchdowns. So great job, Tyon. And also some plays on defense too.
It should be like 10 touchdowns, right, Nate?
You're one of those guys that gets caught, huh?
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's all right, but you know what? Believe it or not, I was a tight end. And, so my quarterback would say, like, if you throw it to me, you're going to catch it. It's the only thing they're going to catch me. Yeah. But as long as you catch and get the yard, that's all counts, Tyon. Yeah. So again, I enjoy watching you play. All our Millville Thunderbolt family enjoys watching you play. This is your senior year, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me about like your progression over the years and where you're at now in your career. What have you learned about yourself as a football player?
I learned a lot. Coming in, I was always like the doubted kid. Like, nobody. You look at me. Nobody would have really thought like I would have became who I am now. So in my eyes, I grew a lot. I'm proud of myself, Good. And I just use that as motivation to just show people like, yeah, I came a long way. And all the doubters and haters, they're mad. So that's what fuels me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think when Coach Thomas puts you in the game? What's he looking out of you? Like, every coach says, I know I can get this out of Cephas. What do you think when you play? What's your feeling? There's always like that unwritten, unspoken thing that goes on.
When Coach Thomas puts me in, I know I got to be perfect because that's all he expects from me. He expects nothing less than perfection. So when I go out there, just got to do what I do. Just make it happen. That's all I got to do, just make it happen.
Okay. And you've also made some plays on defense?
Yeah.
What's your biggest play you think on defense you've made the past 2 years?
Biggest play past 2 years? It's got to be that interception that he gets mad at me for. I caught a pick 6 in EHT, ran to the opposite sideline, which I'm not supposed to do. But, I scored off of it, but, he wasn't too happy about that.
I do remember that play.
Yeah.
I do remember that play.
So, Tyon,
what are you doing at Enzo? What's you doing at Enzo?
Dance a little bit. Dance a little bit. A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Yeah, a little bit.
All right. So what's that? The diggity? What do they call that?
The gritty. Oh yeah,
the gritty.
He's going to do
did
that
the gritty
Friday night.
Yeah, I'll do it Friday night.
Yeah, give it
I'll
to
do
us.
it. Yeah, give me names.
We're up.
I'll do it. Yeah,
We're
we're
up.
up. We're up.
We don't need any 10, 15-yard penalty on kickoff. Right? So
Yeah.
you got to enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
So
he might get the first kickoff. They might kick it right to him.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
They put me in the back now, so I got to show off my speed since everybody's seeing them getting caught. Nobody believe me.
All right, I like to see you make it all the way.
Yeah.
So tell me about your senior year so far and where you're looking to go after Millville Senior High.
Man, my senior year, this has been my favorite year since I've been here, Just really enjoying everything, cherishing it, just realizing that high school is like the best years you got, so I'm just trying to take my time. But it has been the funnest years I've been here. And after here, I'm definitely going to college, I'm trying to get higher education. I'm trying to go into the, like sports medicine field, but I'm also going to continue to play sports after here because, I got a passion for sports. Always been with me. Can't abandon it.
Okay, you play any other sports besides football?
Not really. I do track and field. I've been a big basketball player until high school, but not really any other big time sports.
Okay. So Tyon, like I've done to Quinn and Nate, it's your chance for any shout outs to anybody out in TV land.
Gotta shout out all my family, man. All my family, my mom, my dad. I wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for them pushing me. All my friends, my friends support me. They always talking about my highlights. I appreciate that. And all my teammates, man. Yeah, I'm gonna miss y'all.
Coach, anything for Tyon for you?
Great kid, dependable. I know when I call his number, I know he's gonna line up right. Actually, the last few weeks he's been lining up about a yard wide, wider than what I've been wanting. But he's very dependable. I know he's going to catch the ball. I know he's going to do what's asked. And I know as far as effort, you never have to worry about him lacking effort. He's always going to give us 100% no matter what. So, man, Mr. Dependable, so.
Well, I notice it, and again, I just like I said, I really enjoy watching you play, and making crucial catches, and on both sides of the ball. And I wish you luck on Friday night against Toms River.
Thank you.
What's your goal for Toms River?
My goal individually, I want to get an interception. I haven't got an interception yet this year. It's been bugging me, so I need to get an interception. That's gonna be my goal. Every time the ball's in the air, I'm gonna try to go get it.
Good for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
All right, Tig. There's Tyon Cephas. Again, one of my favorite players to watch on the Thunderbolt team. Tyon, best of luck. I hope to see you again on the show. We see you on the show 2 or 3 more times.
Yes, sir. That's the goal.
God bless you.
Thank you.
So we'll be right back after this commercial timeout. We'll be right back.
I chose DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home because they treated me with respect and compassion. I couldn't have gone through all this if I didn't have DeMarco Luisi by my side. They did everything that they could to make me happy, and that was important to me and my kids.
At the DeMarco Luisi Funeral Home, we're here for you and your family in your time of need.
Things don't always go as planned. That's why having quality healthcare around the corner is so important. And whether it's for sprains, x-rays, or cold and flu, you can visit Inspira Urgent Care and see a doctor without even making an appointment. So come in whenever you need us. Even if it's right now. Inspira Urgent Care. When things go wrong, we're right here.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
It's time for Thunderbolt football. Let's get ready for kickoff.
So welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm Tony Trongone here with Coach Thomas. And Coach, we're on the final piece of this session. And tell me, I always talk about the seasons and the third. So when I look at, and usually we progress through it, but I have the games here. So you had Union, which I think that was a pretty big game.
Oh, huge Union. Prior to the season, when I scheduled the game against Union, I knew Union reminded me of us in North Jersey. Fast forward to now, Union is the number 1 seed in Group 5 up north.
Right.
So we're the number 1 seed in Group 5 down south. So they're the overall number 1 seed. We're the number 1 overall side.
Group 4, right?
We're Group 4.
They're Group 5.
They're 5. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're Group 4.
They were big too.
Oh yeah.
They were a big team.
Well coached, by Coach Lou, and man, he went to Rutgers. He played ball at Rutgers as well.
All right.
So the Rutgers connection. That's how we got the game going.
So that was a great game. Of all the games during that showcase, that was the best game.
Yes.
31-28.
Yes. And now we're receiving calls to play next year. Don Bosco reached out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, trying to play us. So that's pretty nice.
I failed to mention in the previous pieces, we're ranked 4th in the state of New Jersey right
yes. Now. 4th in the state, number 1 public in the state of New Jersey.
So failed to mention that. So I guess people be gunning for you now.
Yeah.
Especially since you have a relatively young team. I mean, you have Nate and Quinn, and Tyon, but then you have a lot of younger guys.
We have a lot. Our youth makes a huge impact on our team.
So then you played Mainland 62-0.
Mm-hmm.
People talked about how to get to 62-0, but I tell people there were turnovers that weren't like. How do you tell a JV kid not to play hard?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we didn't throw the ball, and it
was a bad snap on a
bad
punt.
Snaps on the punt. Yeah,
exactly. So but again, Maitland's always they're usually a pretty good team.
Yeah.
So, and then Shawnee, which was an interesting game because I think we got out in front.
Yes.
And then we kind of let them back in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought we were going to play them again in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We're not. They're in the other half of that. They call it a snake or something. They're in the other one.
Yes.
So you could play them in North Jersey later on in the year.
Yes.
So what did you learn about your team during the Shawnee game?
Yeah, I learned that, offensively, we are pretty dynamic offensively. Defensively, I knew that we're really good. However, we kind of let the foot off the gas pedal. We got relaxed. And you can't relax. Like when you look at some of the greats, like a Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, or Michael Jordan, that killer instinct has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to slam the door like a Tom Brady, slam the door shut. When you're up, when they don't have any life, continue to choke them. So we didn't have that in that game. So we have to do a better job.
Their quarterback, who was known for running,
yeah,
he was doing a lot of short timing patterns, and they were moving the ball down the field and all that.
Yeah, they did a really good job. But they're well coached. Hats off to Shawnee, Coach Gushu. He's a phenomenal coach, and I was just happy that we came away victorious. LeQuinn ran for 300 yards that game, which is surprising. Against a team like that. So, and our offensive line, congrats to those guys, Coach Wick, who coaches our offensive line.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to the next third, and it was Highland. You had a forfeit.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the Prep and Hamilton. So that was a pretty interesting part of the season because people don't understand about losing that edge when you don't play.
Yeah, so we didn't know whether we were going to play Highland or not. We know they had some COVID cases, and we didn't know it was Thursday, so we weren't preparing. We were preparing for a Highland Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we found out we weren't going to play them. It was going to be a forfeit or postponed. So then we had to shift gears to St. Augustine Prep, and we didn't do much scouting on the Prep because we were scouting Highland, and then we had a week to prepare. So we had to sit out that week. I gave the guys off on Friday. We came back in Monday to get ready for St. Augustine prep, and slow start. We finished better than we started, but at that time, offensively, they ground and pound the ball.
Yeah.
Time of possession, they just destroyed us with the time of possession. So I think their game plan was to keep the ball out of the hands of our offense. We had the ball 6 times. We scored 3 of those 6, which is great percentage. However, when they score on 5 of 6 possessions, then it doesn't help us.
And then when you tried to stretch the field a little bit, they had a good defensive secondary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I noticed that about them. So usually, if they're going to try to ground and pound, you're going to stretch it out. But they had answers for us. They had good speed in the secondary.
They did. And we also we dropped some balls as well. I think it would have been. I think if we scored right before the end of the half, I think it would have. Things could have changed. I don't know if they would have changed, but it would have been. I think the score would have been a lot closer. We lost by 2 possessions. We had 2 turnovers that game, so that didn't help us out.
Okay, going to the last third. So it's Hamilton, Williamstown, and Lenape, and they're all blowouts. So what happened there? I mean, Hamilton is always a well-coached team, but they're a ground and pound.
Yeah.
Wing teeth offense.
Yep.
And direct run right at you. You know? And 50-0 to Hamilton. I don't think, have they ever lost 50-0 before?
I don't know. I don't know. But I know that they're young. They are young. So we're young too, but they're young. They're young up front. So that was surprising that we won 50-0.
And then Williamstown at Williamstown, that was a dominating game, and Brooks had a good game. And Nate had that 400-yard passing.
Yes.
And yards after catch was between Brooks and then you had the Hale. Hale had a great game too, right?
Yeah, Hale had a really good game as well. We were just looking. Williamstown historically is a dominant team, and I don't think we will ever take Williamstown lightly. They've been very successful against us, and we usually go back and forth. I respect their coach, their previous coaches, their players. They have really good players, but we probably caught them on a down year this year.
So changing up now, Toms River South.
Toms River South.
What's their offense?
Offensively, they run a pro-eye set, like an ice backfield. They'll do some motioning, like a wing tee, motion the back to the eye set. It works. I believe that their offense, it's going to be tough for them to run the ball, I think, against our defense. Because whenever we face a team that have a pro-eye look, I think we have the advantage. So,
what about their defense?
Defensively,
they've gotten beat pretty good by. They lost to Long Branch 28-0, but they beat Freehold 29-14. They're both playoff teams.
Yeah, they're both playoff teams. So you never know. Like one time I turn on film and their defense is playing something different. The next week they're playing something different. They're lining up different. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Different set.
Yep.
Every week.
But I will say this. Traditionally, looking at them, they're a 4-2-5 defense. They blitz from everywhere: cornerbacks, safeties, linebackers, stunts. They do it all. So we have to prepare. We've prepared ourselves for that. We have.
So we're getting a little bit of information or a little back and forth through Facebook. I don't know if anybody has any predictions. Anybody asking for predictions or what?
Yeah, Steve Matus asked a prediction for the RU Saturday.
Rutgers.
Yeah, Rutgers.
Well,
Rutgers.
Everybody, we have a Rutgers alumni here.
Yeah, so I'm going to predict Rutgers going to win 24-17. And I don't even think Wisconsin will score 17 on our defense. I'll give them 10.
So
24-10.
I haven't followed, with school and everything. I haven't had a chance to watch college football much, but Wisconsin always has a good running team, right?
Yes.
And,
They're struggling a little bit this year. One of the kids that was there, Jalen Berger from Don Bosco,
right?
He actually entered the transfer portal. Yeah, transfer portal. I lost my memory because Cephas there. He did something to him. I remember Cephas, but he actually hit the transfer portal. But they have solid running backs. They have massive line. So we have to really, if we're going to win that game, we have to stop the run. 24-10 Rutgers.
Okay. Now I'm going to throw it at you now with our game. Millville, Toms River South.
Yes. You asked me a prediction?
Yeah.
You can't ask the coach a prediction. You asked the coach a prediction. Listen, Toms River South is going to say, yo, look at what coach said.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, how about out there in QUINN broadcasting land? We have any predictions for our bowl?
Yeah, any predictions? Send your predictions.
We're trying to set him up for that, but he didn't bite.
Yeah.
So, sometimes it can work for you.
Yeah.
I know sometimes the coach will put it out there that they're definitely going to win, like a Jimmy Johnson will say that,
Yeah.
He'll do that. So, any parting shots, Coach?
Yeah.
Close out the show?
Yeah, man. My 40-0. 40-0 Millville. I like that.
Manny, 40-0.
Manny, yeah, 40-0.
Okay.
That would be beautiful, man. That defense.
Helping out Coach, man.
Yeah.
Coach saving him.
43-10. Shanta Thomas, EA. Ooh, who's that girl? She looked fine, too. Oh, that's Shanta Thomas.
He's heard about it.
Barry Fort Millville, 28-17. 17? Our defense, we're not giving up 17 points.
We'll stop there because he doesn't want to make any predictions.
Yeah.
So, Coach, good luck, and also we'll be having another show next week. We're gonna be keeping this up until the end of the season. I think this is going to be a run. Knock on wood, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I want to thank LaQuinn Allen,
one more question.
Nate Robbins, and Tyon Cephas. And we have one more question.
Has anyone ever broken Cal Murray rush record? I don't know what it is.
We don't know what that. You know what? I'm going to thank. I forgot to thank Rich Van Noord for the stats. He is one of the biggest Thunderbolt fans there are, and he provides me with the stats. And so I'll be reaching out to Rich Van Noord for our next Coach's Corner, and we can answer that question if what Calvin Murray's record is as far as yards.
Yeah,
and
he will know.
Mr. Armstead has. I think he had a boatload of yards. I think he had like 2,500 yards.
Yeah, something like that.
He had a lot of yards as a senior year. He had 18 touchdowns and over 2,500 yards. So we'll see who the career rushing leader is, and then also in a season for Millville.
Yeah, he just got picked up by the Green Bay Packers.
Good for him.
So LaQuinn's going to have more than 18 touchdowns, though. He'll have more than 18.
So he's making predictions now.
Yeah, I'll tell you that. LaQuinn will.
He doesn't want to give, what's it called, bulletin board fire?
Nah, no fire.
So he don't want to give him that, but he'll put the pressure on his stud running back and say he's going to have more than 18. So, Coach, thanks again.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Good. It's always fun. This is Tony Trongone with Coach Thomas and with our senior leadership. And stay tuned next week for another edition of Coach's Corner. Go Bolts.
Go Bolts.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by QUINN Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.